I am P. Rajkumar, working as a assistant professor in the Department of IT, Mallareddy Engineering College for Women. So today I am going to talk about inheritance, one of the important features of object-oriented programming language in Java programming language. So here, first let me give the definition of what is inheritance. Inheritance is a mechanism in which one object acquires the properties and behavior of another object. Usually it will be the parent object. So here we have a relationship called as parent and child relationship. That is, the child class is the one which is derived from the parent class. So here inheritance plays an important role in the programming languages, especially object-oriented programming languages. That is, in two ways we can use this inheritance. One is method overriding. Sometimes we call it as runtime polymorphism, and another important feature is code reusability. In early days of computing, people used to rewrite the same code for the projects, especially where both have the similar things, but still they need to rewrite the code again and again to overcome that problems, because procedure oriented languages, they support only what you call is modularity or using functions, but here code reusability cannot be achieved up to maximum extent until and unless this object oriented programming languages were used. So first we'll see different kinds of so here the terminology used in inheritance. So one is a class. A class is nothing but a collection of objects and properties. So it is in other words, we can call them as a blueprint from which objects can be created. So here we have one is a subclass and child class, or we can call them as superclass and parent class. So like this we can or base class and derived class. In many ways we can use this terminology. So first we'll see how many types of inheritances are there in Java programming language. Here we have different kinds of inheritances. One is the single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, etc. So in this single inheritance, we will have one superclass, one subclass. Here class B is called as the subclass, class A is called as the superclass. So this kind of relation we call it as a single inheritance. Another one is multi-level inheritance. Here when a derived class is again derived from another derived class, then we call it as a multi-level class. Here we can see that class C is a derived class, whereas class B is also a derived class of class A. In this way, you can go to any extent in multi-level inheritance. So whatever the properties are there in class A will be inherited to class B, again class C. So like that, all the properties of class A and class B will be inherited to class C. So this we call it as multi-level inheritance. And in hierarchical inheritance, more than one class will be derived from a single parent class or base class. We call it as a hierarchical class. Another one is multiple class. So here, when a derived class has more than one parent class or more than one base class, then we call it as a multiple inheritance. Unfortunately, Java does not support this multiple inheritance, but anyhow its importance cannot be ignored. So they have gone for what you call it as next one is about the hybrid class A. In a hybrid type, you can see three types of features. One is a superclass called as a class A, and class B and class C both have been derived from class A, that is hierarchical, and as well as class D is derived again from the derived classes. So here you can see two features, that is multi-level features as well as hierarchical features. Both when they are combined, we call them as hybrid class. So coming back to multiple inheritance, so here we use a concept called as interfaces in order to achieve the goal of multiple inheritance. We use the concept called as interfaces. Next, before going into next topic, let me be clear about what is an interface. So before going into interfaces, in order to achieve the multiple inheritance, first let me be clear about why it is used. Generally, we have two types of classes. One class is called as concrete class, another one is called as abstract class. So what is a concrete class and what is an abstract class? When we can create objects from any class, then we can call it as a concrete class, because this type of concrete classes will be having fully defined methods, whereas in abstract classes, if a class contains at least one abstract method, then that entire class will be considered as abstract class. So then how to use these abstract classes? We cannot create the object for the abstract classes. Only using single inheritance, you can make it a subclass and provide the functionality for that abstract method, and you can create the object and access all that particular object as well as its methods. So in that way you can overcome these abstract classes. And coming to interfaces, as I said, an abstract class can contain fully defined methods as well as abstract methods, whereas interfaces will contain only abstract methods and constant data. These two things are important in interfaces. So to overcome the problem of multiple inheritance in Java programming, we are going to take the help of these interfaces in order to achieve multi-level multiple inheritance. Here interface is also very similar to a class, but it contains only abstract methods and constant data. Like classes, it can be extended as a multi-level classes, and you can create any derived class from the super interfaces like that. So here using these concrete classes as well as interfaces, you can achieve at the most multiple inheritance in order to do the projects. So before going into that, let me be clear about interface A, public void some display. This kind of method which does not contain any body, then we call them as abstract classes. Like this interface can contain only abstract methods, whereas the abstract classes abstract class can contain abstract methods as well as fully defined methods. For example, public void hi, and another abstract method, for example So this will contain fully implemented method as well as any number of abstract methods. Then we call such classes as abstract classes. But whereas interfaces will contain only abstract methods, where that method will not have any implementation. Now, how to use this? So here abstract classes can be extended. Abstract classes can be extended, whereas interfaces should be implemented. So these are the two keywords are associated with these two concepts, that is interfaces and abstract classes. So we can also combinedly use this interface as well as this abstract class and to achieve a particular goal. For example, you can create your subclass. For example, class C extends class B and implements A, interface A. So here we are using these two concepts, extend as well as implements. Now we have to override these two methods, that is one is the display method which is present in interface A, as well as the abstract method that is hello method. Public void display system.out.println hello welcome. And we have to define the method for another abstract method, that is hello. Now we can create the object for this particular class A. Now class A is fully eligible for creating the object. Now create this object in the main method class. Public static void main. I am not writing the class everything. Simply I am creating the object for this class A. C1 is equal to new C, and you can create the object dot method name. So like this you can create your objects from interfaces as well as abstract methods. This is one of the important features of Java programming language. Okay, thank you.